DPO Centre started in 2017. We are a team of 40, of which we have about, I think it's 32 full-time equivalent, and we have 21 in our data protection officer team. So our business is all about placing individuals into organisations on what we call a fractional basis. So that's to the organisations that are required by the likes of the GDPR to appoint a data protection officer, but they don't necessarily need a whole one. We provide that data protection officer on what we call a fractional basis. So generally it's between 1 and 8 days per month. And as far as we're aware, we're the largest team of DPOs that provides that service in the UK. Since we started back in 2017, we've essentially managed to essentially double our size each year, and the intention is very much to continue that growth going forward. We set back in 2018 some quite aggressive growth plans, and our expectation is to become a 39 million revenue organisation by 2026. In order to achieve that, we need to grow at least 73% per year. Last year, for example, we grew at 93%. Obviously, that was the COVID year as well. So COVID was quite kind to us in that respect, because it brought data protection to the fore, and a lot of organisations started to recognise its value and the necessity. And so we very much benefited from that going forward. But we fully expect to be able to maintain that level of growth. We've very much increased our team, so we're 106% larger team-wise than we were last year, and 103% up on EBITDA. Obviously, when we started in 2017, during our first year, revenues were about 400k, but we've managed to essentially double those each year. We finished last year just shy of 3 million in revenue. Our target is to maintain a minimum of 73% growth. That'll take us to 39 million in revenue by 2026. And we've essentially kind of achieved that over the last 4 years reasonably well. We've grown the DPO team to currently 21, and certainly we're looking to expand that in line with our revenue growth. So we're expecting to be near 80 people next year, by the end of next year, and we would expect the DPO team within that to similarly double in size. So we're expecting around about 40 DPOs by the end of next year. The importance and the prevalence of protecting individuals' personal data is growing and growing the whole time. Awareness of things like the GDPR and its requirements is growing. The Information Commissioner's Office is doing its best to publicise and create and promote best practice within organisations. But the trouble is, it's getting more and more complex. There are obviously, with Brexit, the UK is starting to go its own path in terms of data protection law. So we're diverging from the EU, and therefore there is a complexity being created for organisations that process personal data of Europeans and UK residents. And so, and that's the case globally as well. Without hardly a week goes by without another country announcing a data protection law that's similar in its content to the likes of the GDPR. And therefore, for the larger organisations, especially who are dealing internationally, it is becoming an ever more complex area, and you need ever more expertise in order to be able to advise the organisation appropriately. And that's exactly what we have in our team. We have one of, if not the largest team of DPOs in the UK. They are an extremely qualified and experienced bunch of people, bunch of professionals. And they also have the experience that we've built up as an organisation. We've worked with just over 500 different clients in the 4 years since we started. And that's embedded a very large and deep pool of knowledge within our team. And we very much recruit to extend that knowledge pool and to improve the specific skills and the specific knowledge we can bring in certain industry sectors. We haven't even scratched the surface in terms of the opportunity that the UK presents. There is still an extremely large untapped market available to us. We're also looking at Europe. We're currently recruiting to increase our footprint actually in Europe. We're recruiting in the Netherlands at the moment. The reasons why I joined the Mastermind programme were, it's from a networking perspective. Obviously, during the lockdown period, the opportunities for networking have been few and far between, and I completely recognise that as a leader of an organisation, you need access to other people in order to benchmark your own thoughts and to understand how you can break through the glass ceilings that other people have, the problems they've solved, and being able to relate the way that they've solved their problems into your organisation. And you get a lot of that from discussing with like-minded, similar people running organisations. And that's been the value of it, is being able to discuss in a open forum really some of the issues that we're all facing, and how each of us have resolved those issues, or how we've tried to address them, and then use that to relate that information and that advice within our own organisations in order to try and solve some of those problems. And it's been hugely valuable. I mean, it's even though it's been a kind of online group rather than a face-to-face group, it's still been hugely valuable to have that opportunity and that forum to be able to discuss some of those issues.